YouTube, what is up? So today we're going to be taking a look at the Ironman 2020. It's going to be a Walgreens exclusive. It's not due out until the end of the month, if I'm not mistaken. I was able to pick this up from a friend. We made a little trade. He actually found this in store, and I didn't want to go look for it. I gave him something that I had few times over, and yeah, so we worked out a trade for this, and his read-up reads: Arnold Stark wields powerful weapons and a superior armored suit as Iron Man 2020. So, as many of you may or may not know, this is not Tony Stark. This is Arnold Stark, which is I want to say it's his cousin from like a different universe. So his first appearance was Machine Man 2020 in 1984. So in 1984 they were looking to the future, and I guess 2020 seemed, so far off. And it's weird because now the year is 2020 and things have not changed that drastically from 84 to 2020, but there have been changes, but that's neither here nor there. He was created by Tom DeFalco, and we all know that his alter ego is Arnold Stark. His armor grants him flight, superhuman strength, physical resistance, and energy blast. So his storyline that's set in 2020 takes place in the multiverse world of Earth 8410. I believe that's how you say it, not 8410, but same difference. He is Morgan Stark's son, who inherited Stark Industries, and he uses his armor to mostly commit like corporate espionage, and he's more of a mercenary than a hero. In one storyline, he ends up like killing the Blizzard because he was on a mission and didn't want to waste time with him. And then in that same storyline, he ends up fighting Spider-Man because he's trying to go after some little kid because he needs his eye for a rectal scan to get into some files or something. I can't really recall that story, but more recently, he's in a storyline where he's fighting an android version of Tony Stark, and Tony Stark was the adopted son of the Starks, and Arnold was the actual son who was born paralyzed because he was given some weird intelligence and not necessarily powers, but he was smart beyond anybody. And it's a long story, but that storyline is really awesome. And that would have been Dan Slott and Christos Cage and Pete Woods' run on the new Iron Man 2020. And in there he fights Machine Man, and they're trying to do like some type of artificial intelligence / robot revolution where Tony Stark ends up trying to lead that revolution, and Arnold Stark is trying to make sure it doesn't happen because he has a dream of that situation playing out. So let's get these both cracked open. Here we got the Marvel 80 Years Iron Man that I have not opened. I've never had time to get to it. And then we have the Iron Man 2020. And this is more of the original Iron Man 2020 and not necessarily the version that Dan Slott has in the newer run. But nonetheless, to me, I still think this is a dope character. I still think it's cool. Did we need this figure? No, but it is a welcomed addition, and I kind of dig the story behind him. So let's get these two cracked open, and then we'll do some comparisons, and I'll show you what's going on and what's packaged in there, which is looks like a good lot. All right, so here we have the Walgreens exclusive, and the 80th anniversary. And for some reason, even though they're the exact same mode, the 80th looks a slight bit taller. And I think it's just the way the head sits on the peg. Other than that, man, there's very subtle differences. We got the harnessed here, and then we got these, what do you want to call them? They look kind of like dolls. But got these things here. What are they called? Do you have a clue, Dyson? Yeah, I can't remember. They got a specific gears. There you go. The gears are cool. I guess that's what kind of sets him apart from, you know, any other regular Ironman. But everything is pretty much the same. Obviously, this is more gold. This is going to be a little bit more yellow, darker red. This is more of a lighter red, bit brighter. But this is really cool. I mean, this is an actual cool figure. The one thing that I do wish that they changed on this was the fact that the 80th didn't have hinges, and they pretty much stuck with it. And yeah, it sucks, but it's a cool figure. I like it. This is not my first time handling the 80th. I've actually bought this 80th figure multiple times. I thought it was so cool, and I ended up giving the other ones away. But yeah, this figure is pretty awesome. This is going to be my go-to Iron Man. We've gotten plenty of Ironmans before. The last one that I had shelved with my Avenger figures would have been the Retro Series Iron Man, and that Iron Man is just way too small. I may bring him out, but that's neither here nor there. The main cool thing is going to be these effect pieces here, and they're hollow. But it's about time that Hasbro started really incorporating these type of things with the figures. Like, if you recall, Hasbro was already doing stuff like this with Star Wars figures, the 3 3/4 inch. We had a Boba Fett that was very similar, that had these very similar effects, even though it was one piece and it plugged into his backpack. But now we're starting to see these little gun effect pieces with the smoke and the blast effects. We were getting those years ago with the 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures, and I always felt like it was a matter of time before they would start giving us those with the Marvel Legend figures. And sure enough, man. So his feet are just gonna, let's move him out the way. We're not really looking into him right now. But these blast effect pieces, they don't really go on a specific way. However, you're going to want to put the longer part in the front and the shorter in the back. I mean, you can spin it around and do the opposite, but he's not going to stand on there. It's just going to be like on the tip. I don't know if you can notice that, but if you turn it this way, it sits fine. And then as they're not flimsy at all, actually. Let's get this right. So this just slides right into that. So this one is the bottom because it has this little extra rib piece, and they just slide in like that. But if you do it the opposite way, it's not gonna really work. So it goes this way, right? And that just connects there like a puzzle piece, and then you can sit him on top and have him as if he's blasting off. And we are going to see this again. I believe we're getting a War Machine with these same exact effects, and that looks really cool. It's a good way to, you know, brighten up your shelf with some effect pieces and not having to go to a secondary company and buy effect pieces. So let's get him down, port these in. Yeah, so this is, man, really cool figure. Again, man, if we would have gotten hinges on the blast effect open palm or repulsor hands, repulsor blast hands, open hands. I don't know what you want to call it, somewhere along those lines. But that's really cool. Cool look. Pretty Manila right now, posing wise, but man, it's really dope. I suppose you could put these on here, but that's not gonna look good. But yeah. So if you guys aren't familiar with this story, man, I suggest you guys look into it. It's a really cool story, especially the newer run. The newer run is just awesome, man. And Arnold Stark is like, he just doesn't care. Like, especially when it comes to him fighting like robots, other AIs or just AIs and robots. Like, he's on a mission in that run where, like I said, he's looking for the main bad guy and trying to stop this war, which I believe he pretty much creates. This Tony Stark head looks actually really good. It's a really good look. And Arnold doesn't really resemble Tony. So, I mean, you could switch him. He doesn't have a mustache at all, the way Tony does. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I know we got 3 interchangeable on the 80th. And for some reason, I really do not like that look. In fact, I can't even tell you guys what look that is. But I don't care for it at all. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, that's probably going to do it. Please like, subscribe. Did we even show him fisted? Yeah, let's not go that far and quit yet. Alright, and these just port right in. And these have hinges. So yeah, man, it's a shame that we didn't get any hinges on that wrist. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that. There's a cool scene in the newer run where he's fighting a bunch of androids and they all look like, what's his name? Nick Fury. So if you guys got a bunch of those Nick Furies laying around, with the one that came in the Giant Man Build-A-Figure series, you can mock that up. I would bring them all out, but maybe for the photo I'll do that. But yeah, man, cool figure. I dig it. I'm not mad at it one bit, even though it got reuses. The arc reactor is pretty much the same. This one's just translucent. That's weird. That actually looks kind of cool though. Let me see if I can get that on camera. So yeah, that's pretty much, yeah, pretty much the same through and through. And this does slide off. Yeah, so all it is just these 2 pieces which make the body looks that much different. And it's cool though. I dig it. So we're going to go ahead and end that there before this becomes a 20-minute video and I'm talking about nothing. Anyways, as always, please like, subscribe, and take care.